Hey, what's up, guys? Build the Universe, and I'm going to be doing the chart of Pete Davidson. I started watching his new show on Peacock. It's called Butt Kiss, or hold on, let me find out what it's called. Oh yeah, Butt Kiss. Um, it's pretty funny. I've been laughing at every episode. I'm already on episode 7. Like I've been watching it nonstop, so it's pretty funny. I'm never really into Pete Davidson like sexually. But I don't know. Seeing him more and more, I'm kind of becoming more intrigued by him. So anyway, moving on. Looking at his chart, Pete Davidson. He. I don't know what time he was born. So he's a Scorpio sun, and he's a Sagittarius moon. So there's a couple of things that like are huge, huge themes around his life. One is his like, I guess he's got a big dick or whatever. And so I wanted to see if that was indicated in the chart. And the other thing is that his father's passed away. So, and that's a big thing in his life. So I wanted to see if there was any indication of a father death. And those were the two main things. And knowing that he's dated very beautiful women, obviously I wanted to look at his Venus. So there are a couple of things that I would like to talk to you about. First of all, let's talk about the penis. So I actually did a study myself where I actually pulled up like 40 different dudes who I know like for a fact, like has a big dick. And one of the bigger results that popped out to me was Jupiter in Swati, which is a star in Libra. And he has Jupiter in Swati. So that definitely is a factor for like having a big penis. And so I realized that it's all about Jupiter. I used to think it was about Mars. Mars really didn't stand out at all in the case study that I did. It was actually all about Jupiter, which makes sense because Jupiter is actually the husband. So I thought that was very interesting. So if a man has a strong Jupiter, then he will be a really good husband. If he has I've noticed that it's really Jupiter. So he has Jupiter in Swati. Yes. Now the other thing was I wanted to see if there's any indications of a father death. And there is. Oh, another thing I was talking about was his drugs and his depression. So let's get to that in a minute. But his father being passed away, obviously Scorpio is death, or 8th house is the death. I was looking for 8th house from the sun, or I was looking at 9th house from the sun. 9th house from the sun also talks about father, so I was looking to make sure and see if 9th house from the sun is in Scorpio, whatever. But actually, his sun is in Scorpio itself. There's no special aspect I needed to look at or something like that. It was just right there. So sun is the father and Scorpio is death. And so he has his sun in Scorpio. So that can be an indication that his father's passed away. And the fact that he has like a lot of problems, a lot of issues, like mental issues, stuff like that, could have a lot to do with the fact that his Scorpio sun is in the 4th Navamsha of Scorpio, right? Oh, it's in Cancer, but it's sitting in Scorpio. Okay, yeah, so that's like a really, really, really tough placement. So this star that he is in is Vishaka. So he's a Vishaka sun. Most of Vishaka is in the Libra, but the very last part of Vishaka is in the beginning of Scorpio, and he's 0.04 degrees Scorpio. So he is a 4th pada, Vishaka, which is a Scorpio sun. So that's like extra like tumultuous. Like I've seen people with their sun, especially men with their sun in Vishaka, 4th pada, like this very specific part that Pete Davidson has. And these men are very troubled. They also lost their father when they were young. These are things that these men have in common with Pete Davidson. And it was like a very turning point in their life where for kind of like at the worst, like these people kind of like developed these mental issues and drug dependencies, just a lot of issues. So that's actually quite tragic. But Vishaka itself, the star, without reaching Scorpio, when it's sitting it just by itself, the qualities of Vishaka is a Jupiter ruled Vishaka, is a Jupiter ruled nakshatra. So that means that, and Jupiter is big, right? So Jupiter can give you a lot of size. So I think he is like 6 foot something. This can make you very tall. And so the other person is Adam Driver. His either his sun or his moon is in the fourth pada of Vishaka in Scorpio, just like Pete Davidson. And so it can make you, like I said, it can make you a tall person. And Vishaka actually is, when a man has this placement, Vishaka men are actually very good men. They're very sattvic, and because Jupiter's a sattvic planet, that means that they're very giving, they're very kind, they're very nice people, actually. They're very sweet, they are forgiving, they're not really one to hold grudges. It is a male star, so these people are very manly, very masculine. But, I'm not saying it's a feminine star at all, but it is very like compassionate. It's very compassionate, very forgiving, likes to share, is not selfish, stuff like that. But I have seen these people with fourth pada Vishaka, a lot of dependency issues, stuff like that. The one of the silver linings of this placement is that Vishaka, because it's ruled by the merciful Jupiter, it does make them rich, and it makes them it gives them a lot of bounty, and it expands, and he's a very Jupiter person anyway, because he's also a Sagittarius moon. So I see in the shows that he does, a lot of them are kind of like half biopics, and I know in real life he lives with his mom. Like, he has like the basement, and he gave his mother like the rest of the house, and even in this show he lives with his mother. So I noticed that when men have Ketu conjunct Moon, this can give them a very almost unhealthy, like, intimate relationship with their mother. And so I was wondering the whole time, I was like, and it also can give you drug issues, and Ketu conjunct Moon can give you it can make you like really thin with like gaunt cheeks and like bug eyes. Ketu can actually do that, Ketu conjunct Moon. So I really thought that he had that. And Ketu conjunct Moon can kind of like give you a mom that like holds you back, or a mom that has like, mom that has like issues in some type of way. So he does not have Ketu conjunct Moon, but Ketu is ruling over his moon, which is very interesting. So he's a Sagittarius moon, and it's the star of Mula. So he does not have Ketu conjunct moon, but Mula is ruled by Ketu. So actually, it's very close. So Ketu is the lord of his moon. Yeah. So Ketu is a very dry planet. It sucks up all the juiciness, and kind of sucks up all the any type of wetness that you have. So then it makes these people very skinny, like I said, very gaunt looking. Kind of looks like they're dead almost, and very like wide bug eyes. But the fact that he's got Jupiter ruling his sun and Ketu ruling his moon, this also suggests that he's very wise spiritually. He has a lot of spiritual knowledge, and that he's a very very philosophical person, and that if he chose to dive into, and he's got his Ketu in Kritika. Okay, so he's got his Ketu in Taurus, in the star of Kritika. Kritika itself is a priestly nakshatra. It's in the priest caste of the nakshatras. There's only like 3 or 4 stars that belong to the priestly caste, and he has this star. So the fact that he's got Jupiter, like, Jupiter's already philosophy. It rules his sun. And then he's got his moon in Sagittarius. That's more Jupiter. And then he's got his Ketu in Kritika, which is the priestly caste. So like I'm saying, like, I really think if he wanted to, he could be like a preacher, some type of pastor. He could even be just someone who like spreads knowledge, spreads philosophy, stuff like that. And people would really look up to him too. The fact he's got Ketu and Kritika means he has a real natural like manliness. He has a real natural like bravado, sun ruled people, because Kritika, the star in Taurus, is ruled by the sun. These people like will be kind of the alpha males in a group of males, so they'll only have like bro friends, but then even they'll be like the alpha of that group. So that's a very sun placement thing to do, is to be like the alpha. So then I wanted to look up about his father and mother. So fourth house from his moon is in Pisces. So that means that his mother is a very giving, very kind person. She's probably a great dancer. She's very beautiful. She's very supportive of the arts. She might be an artist herself, might be a singer or a dancer, something like that. Just very kind. And on the downside, could also have drug issues or dependency issues. These people like to drink. When your fourth house from moon in Pisces means your mom likes the sauce. But it's a very kind person, very loving. And then ninth house from his sun, which talks about his father, is in Cancer. So mother is Pisces, father is Cancer. That's double water. So there's a lot of emotions going on in that house. There's a lot of emotional ups and downs, a lot of turbulent times, makes them very loving and very forgiving, and very kind of like sticking to each other in the house, because there's so much water. So I'd imagine when everyone's water, they tend to stick to each other. Because me and my family, like, we have a lot of water. My family, we're all Scorpio, and like we all stick to each other like doggedly. But anyway, this means that both his parents were very loving, very carefree, very emotionally available for him. Let's see. So it's interesting because 12th house from Venus will talk about your bedroom pleasures, and it basically means like what you like in bed, what you're sexually attracted to. And 12th house from him, his Venus is Virgo, and Virgo is like the nurse, the person who's sterile. But what's also interesting is that Virgo, when the situation is right, when they feel comfortable enough, are the biggest, most sensual freaks in the world, like big freaks. So, and it's also interesting that 12th house from his Venus is Virgo, because Ariana Grande is she's a Hasta moon. That's Virgo. She's a Virgo moon. So it's interesting that, his 12th house from his Venus is all about Virgo, and he famously dated a Virgo woman. And then his actual Venus is in Svati. That's a star in Libra. It's actually a really good placement for Venus. Libra already is Venus. So Venus is sitting in its own house. Venus is very comfortable here. So Venus in Libra, specifically Svati, makes them really good at relationships, actually. Makes them very supportive people. They're just really good in relationships. And they have and he's got Venus conjunct his Jupiter. So that means that he's got a lot of luck with women. He has a lot of luck with women. And he's got a conjunct Mercury. So Venus is love, Jupiter is luck, and Mercury is multiple. So he has multiple luck with love. So that makes sense. I mean, he dates the most beautiful woman on the earth, right? I think that should be about enough. No, I don't want to say that. Okay. He definitely has a wild energy to him. And that's part of the eyes as well. Mula is ruled by Ketu. Ketu is a very wild energy. It's the primordial energy that's within everyone, but access to that part of you isn't available to everyone. But it is available to this guy, Pete Davidson, and anyone who has a lot of Ketu in their chart, including me. But he's a Ketu person as well. When you see someone who's really skinny and like pale skin and kind of looks like emaciated a little bit, you can bet that they have a Ketu nakshatra. And he does. Aries. Okay. Okay. But I don't know what time he was born. Okay, never mind. I think that's about it. He's got Rahu conjunct Mars. Oh, yeah. So when I was looking up the study on guys with big dicks. Um, that was another thing. Was Rahu conjunct Mars? There was like 2 or 3 of them that had Rahu conjunct Mars. So that could be another reason why he's so big. But to be honest, actually, it was Ketu conjunct Mars. That was like out of like 50 people I researched, like 7 of them had Ketu conjunct Mars. So I thought that was really interesting, and including like my actual ex-boyfriends and stuff like that. So I think that's enough. How many minutes am I at? 15? That's good. All right, guys. Bye.